Anxiety can feel overwhelming. It can feel like it's bigger and more powerful than you. It can feel like it's influencing, even controlling everything in your life. But imagine the difference it would make if you knew that anxiety wasn't something bigger and more powerful out there, that it was actually a set of internally generated patterns made by the way your belief system shaped itself and by the way your perception taught you about the world. And most importantly, if you knew that it was absolutely possible to dissolve all of it and be entirely free from anxiety altogether. If you want to stick with me for the next couple of minutes, I will share a life-changing awareness with you as to why anxiety is nothing more than a collection of unconscious decisions and how an open mind can dissolve it all completely. And by the end of it, you'll get to see your own power and you'll see anxiety in a way that you've perhaps never seen it before. Now, anxiety is fear. Fear is a projection of things that appear to be going wrong in the future as you imagine it to be. Anxiety is the understanding of what you taught yourself throughout your entire past. You taught yourself that you are small, that you are separate, and that other things out there have power over you. And when you project that understanding forward into the future, you imagine what the future must look like according to what you believe, and you see the unfolding of your exact past understanding, your own past understanding. You see that unfolding in reverse order, and you call that the future. And it seems real to you and it seems frightening and scary, but it's simply your past understanding, what you imagined, projected forward and unfolding in reverse order. All of your past understanding is formulating from the meaning that you assigned, the meaning that you gave to the things that you perceived. You perceived whatever you perceived, and then you decided that things were either good or bad or harmful or hurtful. You decided those things. You projected that same meaning forward. All of your past understanding is formulated from the meaning that you assigned to everything you perceived, and all perception is self-made. All perception is self-generated. All of that self-made, self-assigned meaning is a collection of your unconscious decisions, which means that it is the decisions in your mind which you respond to in fearful ways. That is what you're experiencing. If there were no decisions, then instantly there's nothing to respond to. Simply consider for a moment, what would I be experiencing if there were no decisions? If all of my anxiety comes from my response to unconscious decisions, what would the world feel like? What would life feel like if there were simply no decisions? Contemplate that for a moment. Open-mindedness is the letting go of all decisions. And the instant that there are no decisions, then there can be no judgments. The instant there are no judgments, then instantly all things become equally acceptable. Here's what you're going to do. For 20 seconds, you're simply going to set your will. You're going to become willful to maintain no judgments in the mind. You can close your eyes and you're simply going to say, no decisions, no judgments. I will to let all of my decisions go. I will to let all of my conscious decisions, all of my unconscious decisions, all of the shared decisions that I've simply agreed upon that exist in that shared mind of humanity, the shared belief system of humanity, I will to let them all go. I don't even know what all my decisions are, but I will to let them go. No decisions, no judgments. Everything simply is whatever it actually turns out to be in truth. And when you feel a little doubt or a little worry or an anxiety, or when the limiting belief comes up into your mind and pops in and says, but how's that going to work? You have to make decisions. You live in the world, you have to make decisions. You can pause for a moment and recognize, that's a decision. But I just said no decisions for 20 seconds. Oh, so that's a distraction now. I can just say thank you, no thank you, and I'm going to let that decision go. Come back to no decisions, no judgments. Everything simply is whatever it actually turns out to be in truth. And when you notice that you have more peace, you'll recognize that you have a strategy, you have a tool to move forward with. Spend time in open-mindedness, and every single second that you spend in open-mindedness, experiencing the peace that comes from open-mindedness, your brain is making new neural connections around that frequency of information, around that frequency of emotion, and your brain is beginning to understand peace, and it will take you back there more easily, more directly, and more often.